Hey everyone, welcome to the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, coming to you live once again from the J Cave. I am joined as always and forever will be joined by my good man Bill Murphy.
What's going on, folks?
How are you tonight, Bill? Hopefully you're doing well, buddy.
I'm doing well, buddy. How are you?
Living the dream, buddy. And by the way, everyone, we the best.
Best podcast.
Yeah, we're not really fully there tonight, but that's okay. We're doing good though. We're feeling good overall. And Bill and I we're living the dream tonight, as always.
Living the dream, buddy. Living the dream.
So, Bill, what is tonight's topic, you might ask, everyone? Well, tonight's topic is
streaming services.
And what do we like? What do we don't like? We're going to get into all those different discussions tonight. We're going to start off with the big one. We're going to start with Netflix. But what we're going to touch on basically is what exactly is like we're going to delve, at least we're going to delve into some streaming services that I would recommend. We're going to break them down for you a little bit and like what companies are go with what. And basically, if you are not a streamer and you don't have certain services, well, by listening to us or watching us, you might be able to get a different idea of like, oh, wait, that's on that, or this is on that, or this is on this service. You might be able to get a different perspective on what's going on. And therefore, you might be able to want to get Paramount Plus, HBO Max, whatever. And I think this is going to be a really good discussion. I hope Bill is ready for it, of course.
Let's do it.
All right. So let me just share my screen as I always will with all of us here. And we're going to be talking about streaming services tonight. So some of you might be wondering, well, what's a streaming service? Hear us out, everyone. Hear us out for a second. A streaming service is what Netflix basically was for a long time by themselves. Bill and I are old enough to remember. I hate saying old. We're old enough to remember when Netflix would send DVDs to your house. Remember those days, bud?
Oh, I remember those days.
Oh yeah, it was not like the best thing for us, whatever. But long story short, guys, the streaming services came about like I want to say like 2014-ish, right? Like you can just basically pay for this service and you get a ton of content on certain platforms, which I am all for. I am an adamant fan of the streaming service. I love streaming. I think it's a great way to entertain yourself, regardless of what it is. It could be Paramount Plus, it could be Netflix, it could be Hulu, it could be Apple TV, it could be Prime, it could be HBO Max, it could be anything and anything, all things streaming. I'm all for streaming, truthfully. But what I want to shed some light on tonight is what are some of the best services out there, and what I personally, what Bill also personally recommends as some of the best streaming services. Now, we're going to start off tonight with the big one, which is Netflix. Netflix has been in the news lately a lot, and I want to delve into some of their stuff truthfully. And I want to get Bill's opinion on this too. Netflix has been tanking, ladies and gentlemen. Netflix has been not doing the best at all, truthfully, lately. Their stock price has dropped significantly.
So buy stock now. It's low. Get it, boys. Get it.
So their stock price now is $166, like $166.37. That's literally how low it is. And their stock took a huge hit when they dropped. They lost over 200,000 subscribers. And why, you might ask? Bill, would you like to shed some light on why they lost subscribers?
Well, because they're raising their prices.
Exactly. And this is all part of the long-term plan with Netflix. Do I think that Netflix will ever be gone? No, I don't think. I mean, they're having a lot of financial trouble at the moment. Like their own shareholders are like, and we're not big stock people, but basically, let me just explain that this is for those who are listening, you won't be able to see this, but the actual dip in price, it was at like 350. Now it dropped to 226, and it continues to drop in price progressively as more and more as time goes on. Will it go up? I am not a stock analyst. I'm not really a business guy per se. I'm not really sure. But I will say that Netflix is really not doing well at all at the moment, financially speaking. I was talking to my lovely girlfriend, Molly. Plug for Molly. We love you. I love you so much. She's a great girl. I was talking to my girlfriend about like what specifically about some specifics about Netflix. Netflix has a budgeting problem, as I like to say really quick. As great as Netflix is, Netflix has got a ton of great content, ladies and gentlemen. Netflix has tons of original content. Squid Game, literally Squid Game. What's the chess one that I can't think of?
Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit. They have Stranger Things. On and on.
Big
They
Mouth.
literally, yeah, exactly. Netflix. By the way, you could watch Netflix. Like there is something new dropping on Netflix practically every day. It might not be stuff you're interested in, but truth be told, Netflix has stuff dropping every day that just in general of whatever content you may see, they drop content all the time, every single day. They drop brand new content. It might not be stuff. It might be a documentary. It might be a new documentary series. It might be like some reality show about like buying a house in Florence, whatever. It could be whatever. But Netflix is not doing well at all. And here's why. One of the things I want to touch on is this. Netflix spends way too much money on their movies. They think that they are a full-fledged production studio. Hear me out for a second. They spent $155 million on one movie. And how much money did they get back, Bill?
I don't know
how much money did Netflix get back from that one movie, one of the movies they made?
I don't know. How much?
None.
Nothing.
They literally spent $155 million to basically just go on Netflix. They literally are spending money like madmen. It's crazy over there. Like,
really?
Yeah. I don't know if you ever, Bill, I don't know if you ever knew that, but like Netflix just like I'm not the biggest Netflix guy. I will watch something like certain shows on Netflix. I know, but one of the reasons why people I think are unsubscribing to Netflix, truthfully, is because Netflix is all their licensing agreements for Friends or even when Seinfeld goes, you know what I mean? Like all the shows that they don't own the rights to are going to revert back to those original studios, and therefore, go ahead. One sec, and therefore. No one's gonna want to watch the original content because they have to pump money in the original content. What are you gonna say?
No, because I think the big problem with Netflix is because of a lot of the other streaming services that are now coming out.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that too, but yeah,
because for instance, all the Warner Brothers content, HBO Max.
Yep, and I'll get to them in a little bit too.
Is on HBO Max. All the Marvel and Star Wars stuff is on Disney Plus.
Yep. And Disney original content too.
And Disney original content. That's all on Disney Plus. All like the ABC shows are going to be on either Disney Plus or Hulu.
Right. Yep.
And I think some Fox shows are actually on, because I think Family Guy's on Hulu. I could be wrong. Yeah, because with Hulu and Disney Plus, the more adult shows
I'm not sure.
are on Hulu, and the more family shows are on Disney Plus. And all Universal content is on
Stars. Peacock. Sorry. Yes.
And all the Paramount is on, of course,
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
So basically, what we're trying to get at is these streaming services, their own original products, like the companies that own rights to certain things are truthfully doing really well on their own services, but Netflix no longer has them. I'm going to get to HBO Max and Discovery Plus and all that stuff in a little bit, but like basically I'm going back to Netflix though. Netflix is just not doing well at all. They are doing so bad. I'm also not a fan of their content, truthfully too. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just I'm not like the biggest, I like some of the stuff they put out, but a lot of the stuff that I like is either on Paramount Plus or HBO Max, or even like Hulu or Disney Plus. That's where I'll watch most of my content, truthfully. By the way, just a quick side note. I did a video about what services I personally have on our YouTube channel. Check it out. It was really great. But I mean, Netflix has got so much stuff, so much content on there, and yet they're losing a lot of money. And why are they losing subscribers, Bill? Because their prices are going up.
No one's going to want to pay $20 for,
Yeah. And some people are like, oh, well, that's still a value proposition. I understand that. But like I understand that that's a value proposition for them, making $20 a month. I think honestly, I think what Netflix can charge whatever they want. Like they could easily charge $30 a month, and people would probably still pay for it. Maybe not 30, and maybe not 30, but like someone I keep hearing this discussion. I did a my thoughts on video for this topic as well. So rumors are going online that Netflix might actually have ads at one point. I wanted to have this topic tonight on our Mixed Bag show because I feel that Netflix will eventually have advertisements on a lesser price tier. Why would they do this, you might ask, Bill? Because ad money is such sweet money for the companies. They love those ad money. They love having ads play, non-skippable ads, all this on YouTube, all this stuff. Ad money is such a lucrative way to get money for Netflix, and they don't have any. They have no ads.
To be honest, so that might drive people away even more.
I know. Well, I feel like it might, but I'm not sure if it will. I mean,
because
I don't know. But
hey, I watch streaming services so I can get away from commercials.
Right.
And wait, what? I have to pay extra money to have ad free? No, screw this. I'm unsubscribing. Bye.
Right. Well, that I've heard that argument as well. I don't know. Actually, would do this. I mean, it's such a hotly debated topic, but I feel like they might offer a lesser price tier for like $5.99 a month or $4.99 a month with advertisements for their own for the same exact service, but with like not like Hulu. I mean, Hulu. We'll get that in a little bit, but Hulu's like, oh yeah, Hulu's like, I'm watching the X-Files, and with one episode there was 4 commercials. Like Hulu, I understand you have ad revenue. I understand it's Disney, all this other crap, but like, really, you're gonna put 4 ads on one thing for Hulu? That's ridiculous. Isn't that crazy?
That is advertising crazy.
For like 4 advertisements for just Hulu. And other than that, we're going Amazon Prime is another one. We forgot Amazon. Anyways, long story short, Netflix is. I believe that Netflix will. You know, I'm not sure what they're going to do now, but I think they might have a lesser price tier with ads at some point because it's free money that they can just pay themselves. So that's me. But Netflix, if you are a fan of Netflix, if you sound off, whatever, and let us know. But yeah, let's jump over to. Everyone has Netflix now. Now we're getting into some ones that I personally have on my own, like on my own Amazon Fire Stick or my own whatever. So here we go. Let's talk about. This is a service that I love, and there's a lot of sub stuff in this one, truthfully. But I don't know if you knew about this. Paramount Plus.
Yes, you told me.
But it has great content. It's probably like the lesser popular one, but I gotta tell you the truth, Bill. Paramount Plus has got a lot of guys. It has Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, MTV, BET, and CBS News itself, or not just news, but like CBS, shows, and the Smithsonian Channel. I love Paramount Plus. I love it. I'll let you go first if you want to share your thoughts. You do use my login. No one heard that. It's okay.
I haven't really used it yet. I've been busy with some things, but I haven't really used it yet, so I can't really say anything in that matter.
Okay, I wasn't sure. So, basically, Paramount Plus.
The reason why I told you this, we'll get to that later, but.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. We'll get to that in a little bit. Anyways, I love Paramount Plus. I mean, I think Paramount Plus is a fantastic service. If you're a fan of they have literally over. I think that a report came out at one point. Paramount Plus has over 1,000 movies on there. They're very serious about the streaming wars and whatnot that's going on. Mm-hmm. I think Paramount Plus is a brilliant service. I've binge watched. This is gonna sound really. My age is gonna show for a second. Not in a good way or bad way, but just they have. I've been binge watching SpongeBob from the beginning of the show, for the first 3 seasons. I'm watching from the very beginning until the end of the 3rd season, just to regain that nostalgia factor. And I've been doing it on Paramount Plus. And they also have tons of other series. They have the Twilight Zone. They have Frasier. I've started watching Frasier because I have Paramount Plus. I've never seen.
Baby, Frasier. I hear the blues are calling. Tossed out salad and scrambled eggs.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love the show. I started watching it because I have Paramount Plus. I'm like, all right, whatever, right? I love Paramount Plus. I'm also a big Paramount guy in general. Like I love like the Star Trek films that they've done over the years and whatnot. I do enjoy the TMNT movies. It's got so many. They've not just like recent films from the past like 30 or 40 years. They actually have they actually truthfully, Bill, did you know this? They have films from the 20s and 30s on there.
Really? What do they got on there?
Like Tarzan, stuff like that. Yeah, you have to go to like movies A to Z, and you'll find a plethora of content that is all Paramount Studios, Paramount Pictures, and whatnot. It's a really, if you are a big fan of just movies in general, and you want to get to know like you want to binge watch cartoons on Nickelodeon, or you want to watch Comedy Central, you want to watch live streaming TV through the certain I have the full like $10 a month package for Paramount Plus. I pay $10 a month or $12 a month for Paramount Plus, and I love it. I love it. And I pay for it also because I can get live TV on it too. So that's another thing too. You can get live TV on Paramount Plus, like live CBS, like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, whatever. You can get it on Paramount Plus. You can watch live TV on there too.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if you knew that, but I love it. I love Paramount Plus quite a bit. It's one of my favorite services. Might be my favorite.
Yeah, because you got all the Star Trek and stuff on there.
They have all of the Star Trek franchise. You know me, Bill.
I know you. Trek. I know you.
Oh yeah. So, anyways. Paramount Plus, it's a really great service. They have all like the Nickelodeon shows. They actually have like, I'm not a fan of it at all, but they brought back like the Fairly Odd Parents in a new series. Like the Fairy Godparents are now like with like real life people. It's crazy. MTV, Smithsonian. I really like Paramount Plus a lot, and I believe it's $10. It's $10 a month for like the full tier package. You get everything with it, and I love that package. I started watching Frasier. I started watching SpongeBob, The Twilight Zone, all these other great shows and movies on here, and I love this service quite a bit. It's a really solid service. I love it. So, Bill, you have to get on Paramount Plus, my friend. It's really good.
I'll get on that.
Yep. Don't worry, and you can use you know what.
I know I can use you know what.
Not that you know what, but I want to talk for a second about the second streaming service that I have, and I think have you used this one yet or not? Have you used HBO Max yet?
Yeah, I've used HBO Max.
What's your take on HBO? It's all like Warner Brothers stuff. But what's your take on HBO Max, buddy?
Oh, I like HBO Max. You get to use all the, if you're a big DC nut, you can use. They have the whole Batman the Animated Series on there.
Yeah, oh yeah, everything DC you could possibly think of, all the animated shows, Green Lantern, not, but like they do have the movie on there. But like the other shows, they have the Snyder Cut, like other exclusives. Peacemaker was a great show.
They have all them. For those who are my age, they have a bunch of Cartoon Network shows on there.
Yep, like did they have Adventure Time? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that because
that was that started Cartoon Network is now owned by Warner Brothers. So,
I see. Okay, Adventure Time as well. That was kind of like, yeah, that's so cool. I love it, HBO Max too. And did you know, Bill? Did you know that HBO Max and Discovery, because Discovery, the company of Discovery, bought Time Warner? You heard about this?
Go on.
So Discovery bought Warner Brothers and everything we're associated with Time Warner, including HBO, for like $45 billion, whatever it is, right? They bought Time Warner, or like maybe like 40 million. I forget the exact number. They bought HBO. They bought Warner Brothers. AT&T was going to come in first, but then Discovery swooped in. And now what they're doing is this: they're merging HBO Max and Discovery Plus into one service, and it's going to be the same price, which I believe is $14.99 monthly, but they're going to combine HBO and Discovery into one service. So what does that mean for the listeners of our podcast and our viewers and whatnot? You're going to have Property Brothers next to the Batman. You're going to have, Gia from the Food Network and Green Lantern on one service. It's going to, because apparently I read the analytics on this, that a lot of the Discovery shows, the Discovery Plus shows, are streamed during the daytime. This might interest you, actually. A lot of the Discovery Plus shows are streamed during the daytime, and a lot of the HBO Max stuff is streamed during the nighttime. So why not have a service that encompasses all to 24 hours a day service?
Interesting.
Not bad, right? I mean, that way they get full like traction and retention of whatnot. I think that's a brilliant idea, truthfully. Like to merge HBO Discovery. But what do you call it? This was a big discussion I heard about. What do you call it? I think you call it HBO Discovery because the name HBO is still a big name player in the world of entertainment, adult, like not just adult entertainment, but like not like that kind of adult entertainment, like the type of adult entertainment, like The Sopranos and whatnot. That was an HBO
but you
show.
know the previous adult entertainment. I'll tell you this: when after a certain hour, I remember my parents would always tell us, "Don't watch HBO after a certain hour."
Yep.
When we were kids.
Yeah, because they would show a lot of like adult shows.
And we don't mean like The Sopranos. We mean
that.
Use your imagination, folks.
Use your mindset and think with the right head. Anyways, also they have Harry Potter. They have a lot of other shows are on. Friends is now on HBO Max now because it's a Warner Brothers show. I think is. I know we're not the biggest Friends guy, but like Friends is now on HBO Max if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So that's cool. And like they have like all the basically anything. Honestly,
which I find weird because wasn't Friends on Universal? So I thought that would probably be on Peacock.
No. Warner Brothers was the studio that made Friends, but NBC distributed the show.
Oh, okay.
Warner Brothers owns the rights to Friends. So there's that. Find that out. See, the more you know, kids.
The more you know.
Learning is fun.
Learning is fun.
Yes. But I love HBO Max a lot. It's a really solid service. Their original content is great. They have Game of Thrones on there. They got Big Bang Theory, and they have their own like DC section. It's really good.
Yeah, like I said, they have Batman the Animated Series on there.
That's a great show.
Oh, it really is. I could sit here and have a nerdgasm about that all night, but I'm not going to.
All 8 Harry Potter films, all the Wonder Woman, Looney Tunes. Free Guy was released on there, if I'm not mistaken. Free Guy was great. I saw Free Guy on HBO Max. I was like, that's great. It's a great series.
I haven't seen it.
It's really funny. It's about like a video game character in real life. It's pretty funny.
Well, I've seen the trailer to it.
Oh yeah, Free Guy was. I mean, that's a show. That's a movie that was released through streaming, but they released it in theaters first, right?
Yes, they did release it in theaters first.
Yes. Isn't the Batman now in HBO Max? Is that right? Now
it is on HBO Max.
I might have to show my parents. Who knows? We'll have to see. But HBO Max all around and a phenomenal service. HBO Max, I cannot recommend the show enough. This service enough. It's a really, really, really solid service. If you pay the $15.99 a month, they have different packages, different tiers, different options that you could pay and whatnot. It's a really solid service. And they are merging HBO and Discovery to make one big service so you can watch Giada and then watch the Batman afterwards on the same service. So
that'd be a weird one, wouldn't it?
It would be weird. I think it'd be cool though. It would be cool having watching Discovery stuff in the daytime and then watching, like Zack Snyder's Justice League cut, 4-hour cut at night. It's like one of those things.
The Snyder cut.
Yeah, I can't think of what it is. The Snyder cut. Thank you. But all around a phenomenal. I really like HBO Max a lot. I have it. I use it a lot when I in the J Cave streaming. It's great.
J Cave streaming.
Yeah. If you don't have HBO Max, get on it. It's a really great service. Bill, are you ready for the next service I'm going to recommend?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So the next one, I personally don't use it as often as you might think, but Hulu. Do you have Hulu?
I do have Hulu.
Would you like to go first and share your thoughts on Hulu and whatnot?
Yeah. Well, the best thing to say about Hulu is Hulu is also owned by Disney.
The mouse.
Is owned by the mouse. And you know what? I've said this, and I'm sure we'll be talking about the next Disney service in a minute.
Yep.
But I've said this earlier. I think Hulu is where they put the more adult Disney content. Like where they put like the shows from like
the Marvel Netflix shows on Hulu kind of thing.
Well, no, the Marvel shows, we'll talk about that in a second, but
right, yeah.
with Hulu, like they put like stuff like like Family Guy, because Fox
Right.
is now owned by Disney. They put,
Are the Simpsons gonna be on there too?
I think The Simpsons weirdly might be on Disney Plus.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't. It would make more sense to put Disney on Hulu. Like a lot of the ABC shows, like The Good Doctor, and I think Grey's Anatomy are also on Hulu. So I think that's where they put their more. I don't want to say adult, as in like X-rated, but
They're adult content.
they're more adult content. They probably Disney puts that on Hulu.
Yeah, I mean, like the X Files are not on Disney Plus; they're on Hulu. I mean, the X Files is a phenomenal show. It's kind of dark at the same time, but that's what I mean. It's like one of those, it's one of those things. Truthfully,
Do you think they? Yeah, because you think they want to put that next to Beauty and the Beast to be like, do 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 do. I can't do the X Files theme.
no, it's the Illuminati confirmed thing, but it is the X Files thing. So,
And the Illuminati knows everything because they're the
yes.
Illuminati.
Clearly, they do if they know Doctor Strange. What? Anyways, but Hulu. One thing that annoys me about Hulu is I think I'm paying for the full tier package of Hulu, and I think I am like I feel like I am paying for the. I have to check if I'm paying for the full package of Hulu, but I have it with the Disney Plus bundle and the ESPN Plus bundle, which we'll get to in a second too. But like Hulu, I mean, Hulu. Like I said, I mentioned this. We talked about Netflix and advertisements. Hulu has. Oh my god. I was watching one episode of the X Files, and every time there's a commercial break, there was literally like a 4-minute break of commercials. Like I could just watch it on TV for the same thing,
Yeah, thanks Hulu.
Thanks, Hulu.
Thanks Hulu.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously, it's ridiculous. But I mean, like I was watching the episode of the X Files where it's like the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond, the dad who was in the one guest star. The one episode he was in, and I was like, really? There's like 3 minutes of advertisements. This is like 1 of 3 or 1 of 4. I'm like, come on, guys. You can put 1 of 2 and make it like that. You're gonna get your cut. You're gonna get your streaming money no matter what. But whatever. So, but that's me. But Hulu is a really good service too. I mean, they do their own packaging as well, but they are part of the Disney bundle, if you will, too, because Disney does own it. So there is that. But yeah, you have any more thoughts on Hulu, bud?
Yeah, I think it's a decent service. I don't use it a lot, but it's a decent service.
Yeah. Which would let's not go as far as saying there's a gun to your head, but let's just say Netflix or Hulu. What do you got? For you personally?
Probably Hulu.
Okay, just in general because of certain shows. Like what in particular
Actually,
makes you
I don't
choose
know.
Hulu over that?
I think maybe because Hulu is now having more content. Like I would say Hulu for TV, maybe Netflix for the movies, but even that's kind of a stretch.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because Netflix's movies have been, because like we said, a lot of those streaming services, and we can talk about this really quick. It's because they'll have this content, but I think when the licensing agreement expires, it reverts back to the studio.
Correct. Yes.
So like that's what happened. Friends was on Netflix, and I've said this before. People were ready to riot in the street when they went off Netflix.
Yeah.
And it reverted back to HBO Max.
Yeah. I remember people were so mad at Hulu. Or no, not Hulu. So at Friends, like, oh my god, Friends is leaving Netflix, so we're gonna unsubscribe. Well, people didn't need to unsubscribe to Netflix because of Friends. People were unsubscribing to Netflix because of their pricing. So there you go. That's just me.
And I think maybe the licensing agreements are the problem because now, and I'm sure this is a transition to the next service we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's Disney Plus.
Yep.
Because like the Marvel shows.
Yep.
Like I'm not talking about like WandaVision. I'm talking about like Daredevil, Jessica Jones,
Iron Fist, Luke Cage. I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going on there too.
Yeah, they're now going on. I don't know. Are they going to make another season of Daredevil now? I have no idea.
Will Charlie Cox make his own movie with Daredevil, please?
Please let that happen.
Please. Anyways.
But Disney Plus, because now all those Marvel Netflix shows are now on Disney Plus.
Right. They are.
And now, did you know they ask for your password again if you want to watch the Netflix Marvel shows because they're like at mature audience?
So they do ask for parental controls on that.
Yes.
I didn't know that because I'm
not
going
to watch the Marvel shows. Then you don't need to give them your password again.
Okay, that's interesting because I haven't been on Disney Plus in a little while. I haven't watched it in a little while, but like I will say that's interesting how they actually put like a content disclaimer or a password on for the Marvel and Netflix shows. That's interesting. Yeah, and by Marvel and Netflix shows, we want to make sure you know what we're talking about here.
We're not talking about like any. Okay, let's set the record straight here.
Yes,
we're not talking about any of the MCU.
Nope.
We're not talking about any of the MCU movies or any of the MCU TV shows. When that you said, you're probably thinking, oh no. So if I wanted to watch the Avengers or Iron Man or Captain America, I now got to put in it's now going to ask for parental. No, it's not. No, the MCU stuff, that's still going to be all there. You don't have to do any extra login. No, we're talking about like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. Yeah.
Where they showed blood, and on top of that, Jessica Jones,
they do have parental settings, and you are going to have to re-enter your password again.
And Jessica Jones and Luke Cage had sex at one point. It's adult Marvel, truthfully, but
like that stuff is where you're going to have to put all the is where you're going to have to put is where the restrictions is. But if you wanted to watch like Iron Man, or if you wanted to watch like WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier or Loki, you don't have to worry.
Yeah, that's all on Disney Plus. And let's jump from Marvel to Star Wars for a second. Star Wars, and I want to just come right out of the gate and say it. Star Wars is afloat still because of the Star Wars shows. I don't know if you've seen The Mandalorian. It's fantastic. Book of Boba Fett was great. I haven't seen it, but people I know have seen it. Like, oh my god, this is good. The Disney Plus shows are exclusively just incredible Star Wars content, truthfully, and they're really doing a great job with it. And whereas the films, we talked about this last week because it was May the 4th, the Star Wars, these shows on Disney Plus are doing great. Ahsoka's, I cannot wait for Obi-Wan. I'm really excited for that one. That may be like the second show I actually watch for Star Wars Disney Plus. You know what I mean? So there's that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But like Disney Plus is really, really, really good stuff. They have a lot of great stuff on there outside of Marvel and Star Wars. They have National Geographic. They have Pixar. Anyone? Pixar. Hello. They have their own Disney stuff or their original Disney content as well. So,
but I want to ask. We talked about Netflix's stock options and people canceling their subscriptions. Have you heard anything if Disney Plus's stock is going down or not? Because I know Disney's stock went down quite a bit because of the whole. Okay, guys, for those who watch it, we don't like to get political here.
Yeah,
but I'm just JT. If it's okay, I'm just going to give some context if that's fine.
Just be careful. But go ahead.
Well, because of Disney's outspokenness against that certain bill that was signed in Florida.
Yes,
the parental rights bill, or as it's been colloquially called, the Don't Say Gay bill. Because of the infamous Don't Say Gay bill, Disney said we don't support it. And a lot of people, because they have nothing better to do, are all now crying out in protest and say, that's it, I'm canceling Disney Plus to protest. Hey, Bob, they don't care. They don't care if you cancel your Disney Plus. They really don't.
Yeah.
We're going to sell, people yell, I'm selling my Disney stock. Yeah, don't you dare do that. And
they're losing their own money.
Disney stock was going down, or if they're going to raise Disney Plus's price because because people are just so outraged.
I just want to see it. Oh, it did go down.
It went
A little,
down.
but not a lot. But
they're like, Disney stocks in a no-time low. And like, yeah, because you know what? Like, these people, when they get on like these moral soapboxes, like, it doesn't do anything, guys.
no, and it's not, they're not doing anything really. I gotta tell you the truth.
You know what the funniest thing is, and this is kind of off topic? Like,
What?
people say, I'm not going to Disney World anymore. I'm going to Dollywood. I'm like, don't you know Dolly Parton is like super supportive of the LGBT community?
Yeah, LOL.
And like, yeah, but people are weird. But yeah, like, I didn't know if Disney Plus was gonna start raising there, because are they gonna? Is the same thing gonna go on with them of what's gonna go on with Netflix? Or
I mean, at the moment, it looks like their stock was at like 155. Now it's at like 105. So it lost. They are going down a lot, but not like heavily. So another factor too is I always want to touch on this as well. Disney Plus, they now have, because they started like running low on subscribers to their service. They actually introduced a lesser price tier, which was, I believe Netflix should do this. They announced a lesser price tier for $3.99 a month with advertisements on Disney Plus.
okay,
and I think that's fine. I mean, it's kind of like they said they were not going to do that, and then they did it. But you know,
because like I said, if they're losing subscribers,
yeah, then they're going to have some option to do that. So, I'm all for these companies because I'm all for the services. Their services are really great. I'm just waiting for like them to like, you know, I'm just a big fan of the services, truthfully, and I love what I see from all of them. I love all the content they put out, no matter what it is. I'm just happy that there's a new way of entertaining us at this point as a species and whatnot. But I'm all for it. As far as like the stock goes in that story, Bill, honestly, it's not like the end of the world. I mean, they are losing money, but it only went down like $50. That's not a lot. It wasn't like Netflix where like it took a huge hit. Yeah, that's one thing. But
no, because when you look at some of these pages from those people, they think they're like taking Disney down right now. Like,
Disney is one of the biggest companies in the world. They're not going to go down.
And plus, you know, just the release of Doctor Strange, I'm sure, because it's grossing some money. So I'm sure they're not. Disney's not going to be trying. Is going to be, you know.
No, Disney is truthfully never going to go out of business. So Disney owns like so many. Side note: Disney owns so many companies they will flourish for the next like 500 years.
Like, yeah. Listen, Karen. You canceling your Disney Plus and your Disney vacation isn't going to kill Disney. So,
no, and they're not going to be. Plus, I'm just going to say this, and then we're going to end this discussion. Florida would be nothing without Disney. Just saying.
No offense if we have any viewers in the great state of Florida. We love you.
Yeah, no offense, no offense, Floridians, but just letting you know, if Disney was not there or Universal was not there, you'd be nothing. Just
saying.
Miami, Tampa Bay. Fair enough. I'll give you that, but still,
Jacksonville, I heard, is pretty cool.
Jacksonville's good.
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale.
That's where they shoot all the girls going wild videos.
Oh, even better. Anyways, Disney Plus, great service overall. Highly recommend it.
It is a really good service.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like the Marvel and Star Wars stuff, of course, but the Pixar stuff's great too. Cars 3, anyone? Big fan of Cars 3. Anyways, let's go over to the next one. Bill, what's the next one I want to talk about? I forgot what was on. Crap.
There's a service I want to rant about.
Sure. What do you got?
Amazon Prime.
Why? Just curious.
Okay. Because you want to know something. As you all know, I am a big sports fan.
Yes, sports.
And why do you know this? And as you all know, I have a podcast.
Shameless plug. Here we go.
Shameless plug. Sports Insanity Podcast. Check us out. We're on all platforms. But anyway, Amazon Prime and also Apple TV has been doing this too. JT, did you notice this? Like, since we both live in New York, we're not going to tell you where. Have you noticed that there have been games that the Yankees have been putting on like Amazon Prime exclusively on Amazon Prime
and exclusively on Apple TV?
What the hell? And also, the NFL just signed a deal that Thursday Night Football is going to be exclusively on Amazon Prime.
Oh my God, it's actually happening, Bill.
Is going to be exclusively on Amazon Prime. Like, what's next?
People are going to have to switch over to streaming. 100%.
It's like, I think what makes me so angry about this, JT.
Oh boy, tell me.
Is do you think people are going to be honest? Do you think people are literally going to shell out more money? Do you think people are going to literally shell out more money for this?
Yes. And here's why.
Why?
They want to watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the New England Patriots or the San Francisco 49ers play football. They want to see their team play. And if that's the way they're going to get it, that's the way they're going to get it. It's hand over fist. That's how they're going to do it. Unfortunately, that's the case. So like Thursday Night Football and NBC cable might go away.
And does the NFL and Amazon realize people can't afford? A lot of people can't afford to shell out money for streaming services.
Nope, not everyone can. So either
and you know what? This is my problem with streaming services. I love streaming, but is it going to get to the point where TV is going to be privatized?
I don't know. I think honestly, Bill, I feel like cable will not go away permanently for a little while, but I feel like it'll eventually go off at some point. Like the Optimum services or DirecTV or Spectrum, these are cable companies that will eventually go at some point, but not in the immediate 10 years.
Are sports going to be privatized? Like
ESPN Plus is owned by Disney. What are they going to broadcast on?
Like, what are we getting? Like, they got to know, and I know well it's a business, but people got to understand. A lot of people don't have the money.
No.
To pay however much Amazon Prime is a month. It's ridiculous.
I think it's $13. I think it's less than HBO Max, but I think it's 12 or 13. I forgot.
Like, well, because the NFL is in this business with Amazon.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's like people can't afford this anymore.
It's crazy.
It's going to get to the point where people can't afford it. And like, what? Are you going to privatize the playoffs next? Are you going to privatize the Super Bowl? Are you going to privatize any Sunday NFL game where nobody can watch the NFL anymore because you need Amazon Prime or Apple TV?
I think we're leading towards that. Truthfully, I think we're getting towards that. I don't think we're there yet, but or Roku, same thing.
Like, are we gonna? Like, what's gonna happen?
Maybe you can live stream it on YouTube. I really don't know, but
because, for instance, I was talking to my brother about this the other day, and he goes, "It makes really no sense to do this to baseball because most baseball fans are older."
Yeah.
And I don't think like a lot of the old folks are going to be shelling out money for an Amazon Prime subscription.
No, it's going to be like the 20 to 40-year-old demographic.
Yeah, I could see why they're going for like the NFL and maybe eventually the NBA because that fan base is younger.
I mean,
that fan base is younger.
They're targeting the younger audiences.
Yep, that fan base is younger. So, because did you know, I actually saw this in a poll a while back. Baseball is the least popular sport among millennials and Gen Z.
That's terrible. But anyways.
Football and basketball are the two most popular. So yeah, I think they're going to go on streaming with NFL and the NBA because it's a younger demographic.
Yeah, I think they will. I
really think the younger folks got money that they'll be willing to shell out.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe baseball could be next, or like hockey could be next, or I don't even know. But
no, like I remember my good friend Danny Boy Reginald, one of my right-hand men on the podcast.
Yes.
Shout out to him. We love you, buddy. But the thing is, like he was watching, I think he was watching a Met game on Apple TV, and he said it was terrible.
Oh, no, it's not the same.
He said it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, this is not the same. Like we're not going to tell you where we are, but we watch the Yes Network here in New York for the Yankees. we're big fans. And sure enough, it's like, oh, well, yes has their own streaming platform, but it's only for like the tri-state area because everyone tries to watch the game there, you know?
Yeah, like, did you see, like, this past Sunday when they had the doubleheader, the first game was only on Amazon Prime, the second game was on Yes.
I didn't know that. I didn't see the game too, but that's me.
So yeah, I have a problem with Amazon Prime trying to privatize everything. It's
ridiculous.
Like, am I not going to be able to watch football soon because they have to,
because you don't have Amazon Prime.
Because I don't have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very tough. I mean, do I think that it'll happen this year? Maybe, maybe not. I think it'll happen next year, maybe the year after that. Truthfully, but I don't know. It's a crazy time right now for streaming.
It is a nutty time.
Yeah. Did you have any other streaming services you wanted to bring up?
No, not really. Would you have any more?
I said Disney Plus because I only have Disney Plus, Paramount Plus. I have HBO Max. I have we get Prime for free because we have Amazon. We buy from Amazon a lot, but what else was there? I think Hulu. Oh, we didn't touch on Peacock. Peacock is NBC's streaming service
and Universal
as well. They, I gotta tell you, the name sucks.
It really does.
Like it's the name is. I mean, of course, it's like it's the name of the actual company, but like the emblem, but like Peacock. Really, I think to stand out, whatever. Whatever. But regardless, though, Peacock. I used Peacock once or twice. I don't use it a lot because they have a free tier, they have a somewhat ad tier, and they have a higher no ad tier. They cost different prices. But I will say this: NBC's Peacock is a brilliant service, despite having a terrible name. It is a really great service. You can watch the Parks and Rec. You can watch The Office. You can watch all the NBC shows. You can watch SNL. You can watch tons of other shows and movies. Shrek is on there. You have Suits, 30 Rock, Downton Abbey. There's a lot of shows on Peacock that are actually really solid shows. And some people actually like, NBC is, this is what they're going to call it. This is what it's going to be. But they lost a lot of money. They lost about $1 billion, truthfully, getting this thing up and running. I think honestly, because of brand name. The name is just rough to deal with. It's called Peacock. So I don't know. Bill, do you have an opinion of Peacock?
Nah, I don't have it, so I can't really say anything. But the name is stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I will say this, but that was not just the name, but like the actual but the service itself is actually pretty darn good. I mean, they have all these other shows, like they have a ton of other shows on there, truthfully. Like it's a really, and movies as well. But it's NBC Universal streaming service, and it's really good. Just the name is terrible. So there's that. Do you have any others you want to touch on? There's so many. I'm trying to think.
So many. I think we knocked out all the big ones.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think.
Yeah, but you know what? I do have a question I want to ask.
Sure. What's up?
Streaming services are going to try to crack down on account sharing.
Yeah, I heard about this too. And Netflix, they said they'll save $1 billion by doing it.
Do you really? What do you really think of that? Do you really think it's a good idea? Or?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to disclose any information here, but when you share your passwords with someone, you're technically stealing from that company because they're like, we're selling you a product. We want to share with you this product. You're paying for it, but you're giving it away for free. So that's what and Netflix has turned a blind eye to it for a long time, but now they're actually going to crack down on password sharing, on all this other stuff. And apparently it's going to save them at least $1 billion a year. So actually we're going to save money by doing so. Am I a fan of it? I mean, no one likes to, spend money. We'd like everything to be free. But let's be real. These streaming services are going to crack down on you sharing your Disney Plus stuff, you sharing your Apple TV login, or sharing your Netflix login, or your TBS, or your CBS, or your whatever, Paramount Plus, Hulu.
To be honest,
They're gonna start.
how are they
cracking
going
down
to
on
do
it.
that?
They have, Bill.
Yeah.
I've looked this stuff up. They have ways. They have ways of cracking down on it. But they said, but if you want to pay $3 extra and have 2 other people share your account with you, that's fine too.
Oh,
So you can share it, but it's going to cost you an extra $3 per person. Bless you. So imagine, like, instead of paying $15, you're paying $18 to have you and someone else on your thing. You know, so
I don't know how this is going to go. So
I don't know either. I hope to God. I don't know.
They say they're going to crack down, but you know how many people do that?
So many people. I think they're gonna. Netflix is in the first instance. Like, look, we're gonna crack down on this. We're gonna make sure that no one does it. Because they're losing a lot of money at the moment. So
I can see Netflix doing it because they're losing so much money right now.
Yeah, they're gonna crack down.
Well, here's the thing, Netflix. Reduce your subscription price.
Exactly.
Reduce your subscription price, and then people won't be doing this because they don't want to shell out $20 a month.
No, look, there's only so many people in the world who can subscribe to streaming. There's only so many people in the world that can do it.
Lower your price, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, it's getting crazy out there. So, I don't know what but as far as password sharing goes, I mean, people are definitely going to crack down on it. I mean, I feel like Paramount's going to step up the game. Prime is going to step it up as well. I feel like they're all these companies are going to step up their game and say, "Look, you're stealing from us. We want our cut of the money. We're going to make it so you can't do it." Netflix is going to test it out in 3 other countries, in Chile, Brazil, and I think one more. I forget the name of them, but it's crazy, bud.
So they're using them as the guinea pigs,
basically, and then they're going to test it in the U.S. at some point. As far as like sharing your passwords go.
No, that's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know. It's beyond me, but yeah.
If that happens, it happens, and we got to see what happens. But yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but JT's telling me they have ways.
They have enough technology to make this stuff in general. They're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way to do it. So. I think so. Anything else, bud, at all?
Nah, I think we're good.
All right. Well, in that case, we want to thank everyone for watching, listening, however you enjoyed us tonight. Thank you so much for watching, streaming along with us as well. For this fun discussion on streaming services, what are some of your favorites? Let us know what you guys are thinking of there. Tweet us and DM us at The Super Review Show on Instagram and Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Do whatever you have to do. As always, thank you so much, Bill, for coming doing this discussion with me. Bill, Bill, would you have a podcast?
Sports Insanity Podcast. Check us out. We are on all platforms.
Oh yes,
on the Sports Insanity Network.
Yes, I've always said that they do such a good job over there. So you subscribe to the Sports Insanity Network YouTube channel in the description of this video. Check us out. Check them out too. So
we're awesome.
Yes. So anyways, guys, we hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night and